Hello, how's it going? We're in a we're doing one of these weird point of view things over here. Oh, look, if you do that, it changes the exposure. Weird. Right, anyway, doesn't matter. Right, so we're here with the old laptop, and we are going to have a look at two things today. Number one, a hard drive. Obviously, that's not going to fit in there. That's not going to work. So in order to use that with that, because I'm running out of hard drive space and everything, I've got another number of drives, external drives, which I back up work to and stuff. I need to start looking at getting stuff onto the Drobo that I fixed, and having a work DAS maybe. But in the interim, I have bought a 2 terabyte hard drive, which I got it's now several weeks ago, almost several months ago, along with this. This is the Fidecho USB 3 dual bay. It's a hard drive dock. This is model Yankee 842 Hotel, and it sounds suspicious. Don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, that sounds totally suspicious, but what we're going to do is we're going to unbox this bad boy and connect it up to this, and then that'll get me, well, we're going to connect it up, that's there, bung that in there, and this will form my new working directory, because I'm running out of space on here for general stuff. I'm dumping a load of stuff I don't need. I've got a lot of stuff on the iPhone, which I'm recording this on. It needs to come off there, but I haven't got enough space to put it on there, so I need to just basically have a bit of a reorganization. I've got a ton of video stuff, I've got some music stuff, I've got some other bits and pieces. It needs to go on the production thing, so I'm going to just change the way I work, and this is the first step. Ultimately, I want to get away from using these hard drive dockers. It's not very awesome. I want to have either use the Drobo that I've got, or a smaller DAS system, maybe with 2 drives, and then I can take any old drives that I use, such as this 2 terabyte will eventually go into the Drobo, and I'll replace it with maybe a 6 terabyte or something, and eventually have a dual hard drive system for redundancy. So like that'll act as my working drive, so maybe get 2 6s or 2 8s, and that'll serve as my dumping ground for videos and other bits and pieces before they go off and get produced. And then when they get produced and uploaded and stuff, I can fire them over to the archive, which is what the Drobo will be for. But anyway, that's the plan. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dispense with this over here, and we're going to have a look inside here, because I'm sort of interested. I'm going to just move that to one side, my old trusty MacBook Air. So yeah, so I have no idea. I've used these before. They should be fairly like self-explanatory. Basically, you fire them all together, and then, well, you basically just connect it all up to your laptop, shove a hard drive in. The laptop's the hard drive, and then you can use it without actually having to delve into the depths of your laptop. Right then. Oh, it's a bit smaller than I thought it was. It's super light. Let's have a look inside. So yeah, so I guess it's all plastic. It's got a metal coating on there and all that kind of stuff. It's cheap and cheap. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it wasn't very much. It was like, what, 20 quid or something like that. Assuming that is 20 quid, what is that in? That's about $26. I mean, we're looking at 74 Canadian. So there you go. It comes with, annoyingly, these bloody awful things, adapters for a power supply, which I'll just throw out here. Yep, you've got these. So you've got the push. All right. Okay. So yeah. So I guess that's our silly English thing. I guess you should lock this in place somehow. Oh, jeez. There's 3. This is like some sort of weird krypton factor puzzle, isn't it? Yeah, I see what's going on here. Do we do it that way? Oh, you. That's not right. That is not right. Oh, lock. Open. So can you do it this way? Where it should be, oh, I think so. Oh, Jesus Christ, falling at the first hurdle. See, oh wait, mate, look. Oh, it does want you to do it that way. Yeah, that is the only way it will go. Because that is, so they want you to have it like that. I would like it the other way up, so that's pointing down on the socket. But there you go. I guess you plug that into the back. I will undo this. Do. God damn you motherfucking cunts. Right, here we go. So we've got this on quite a short cable, and I guess this goes into the back, which you see there. Quite handily, it's got a nice little power supply, quite diddy, and we've got an old style USB downstream, and on the front we've got two USB 3s and what looks to be a USB socket for power or something, or a Thunderbolt or whatever. Is that power? That might be power, hose power for something. No, well, we'll figure it out. And you get a USB cable. Oh, Jesus Christ, another USB cable. I suppose I should be thankful for small mercies that actually comes with a cable, and I don't have to go trolling around upstairs looking for a cable, especially in the state that the office is in at the moment. I should really be bothered to go upstairs. Just as an aside, there's a user manual, but you know, we are like going dirty as this. Right, you've got some extra bits and pieces on the front. That button there will be your cloner, so the idea is you can put a source drive in there and a destination drive, and you press that button and it copies from 1 to 2 automatically, and it gives you like basically, you know, very rudimentary output into what's going on. Handy if you want to do that kind of thing. I don't want to do that kind of thing. I guess if you could go from a 2 to a 6 if you want to upgrade without like getting the computer involved. It'd be quite handy actually if I wanted to change to a 6 terabyte drive and I want to keep everything without moving it around. You could just click that, move 2 to the 6. You'd have 4 or whatever it is left over, probably 3 point something, and off you go. And that's that. So the only other option is to open the hard drive here. This is where we discovered none of it fits, and effectively you bung your hard drive in like so, and that is that is it. So thanks for watching that. That is mission accomplished. Obviously we have to connect it up and power it up. This should be a super easy thing to do. For those who don't know, the Mac is very, very good at this kind of stuff. Cue lots of fanboys online going, yeah, you can do it even with a PC, or you can do it in Linux, you just have to do it this way. To be quite honest, I don't care. This is what I use. You are quite welcome to use whatever you want to use. The thing you have to remember about all this kind of stuff, whether you use a Mac, an IBM PC compatible running Windows, or a Linux solution, or anything else, whether you use Workbench or Ubuntu, which is obviously a Linux distro, you could use Palmos if you want that, or was it Collapse OS, whatever. Whatever your equipment you use, whatever hardware you use, it's good for you. What you want to make sure it's what you like to use, and that's most important. Don't worry about what everyone else is blooming doing. There's far too often Pro Mac or Pro PC. The biggest camps are either Pro Mac and Pro PC, and by PC I mean Windows running on an IBM PC compatible platform. Can we just agree that all this is just nonsense and it's down to personal preference? I prefer a Mac. Look, it's filthy. I open the Mac, it starts working, I can get down and start working. I don't want to be tinkering with all the insides and all that kind of stuff. It's just not what I'm after. There are people out there that do want to tinker, and for tinkering, these are no good. The PC is great for tinkering. If you really like to tinker a lot, Linux, like hardcore Linux, go for tinkering. If you want to tinker, if you want to do your little hacking stuff like that, that's good. but this works really well for me. I've used both. I've professionally done the Microsoft stuff, and I had both positives and negative in that area. And I've used the Mac in the same. And for me personally, the Mac and the Apple ecosystem just works for me. And that's my preference. I don't really care if you have whatever you use. But where I do care is like other people spending, everyone just spending too much time arguing with each other. When we could all just be using computers, you know. It comes down to it in it's not just limited to hardware as well. There's also software. Like in the music camp, there's people out there that shout and scream about, you know, how they use Ableton or how they use Logic or how they might use Reaper, and everyone shouts, and then other people come in and say, oh, I use, you know, FL Studio and all that kind of stuff. Look, at the end of the day, you might be very passionate about what you use. I'm very passionate about Mac and what they use, but I don't seek to go converting people, because at the end of the day, you pay some money, you take your toys. If someone asks me for an opinion, I'll give them an honest opinion. I've actually steered people away from Apple by asking, you know, when people invariably, as I used to be in the IT industry, people used to say, oh, could you recommend me a computer? I said, right, okay, what do you want to do with it? And they said, I said, what do you mean? I said, well, what do you actually want to do with this? Do you want to do word processing, databases, spreadsheets? And the answer would be yes. Do you want to surf the internet? Yes. Do you want to play a lot of games? Yes. Right, go for an IBM PC on Windows. Oh, but why not Mac? You know, and people would want a Mac just because of how it looks, and they do look very good, and the iMac is very, very good and stuff, but I would never recommend it to someone who wants to play video games, even though you can run it through Windows through Boot Camp. Look, just be all right with your decisions and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter, does it, really? I use a Mac. I like them. You can use whatever you use, you know. And for people that want to rush in and go, Windows has been, or Mac and all that kind of stuff, or even Linux. Look, stop. It doesn't matter. You know, we need to stop the hate. Stop the hate. And ultimately, we need to come together, because it's tribalism, and we don't need to. If anything, instead of being on Team Mac and on Team PC or Team Linux or Team Xbox, Team PS5, Team this, Team that, Team left, Team right, Team up, Team down, we need to be on the team of no team. Yeah, you just need to be on the team of everyone. Everyone's in a team. We're all together in this and stuff like that. So, yeah, peace, love, harmony, all that kind of bullshit. But in the meantime, I've got a hard drive dock, which I'm going to attempt to power up. Of course, I am let down by the short cable. Yeah, now this is a different thing. If some company decided that they want this on the desktop, I've barely got a meter of cable there, or a couple of feet. So that is going to require me to find an extension for the purposes of making sure this all works. So if you excuse me, I'm going to drop the mic and go get an extension from across the room. Oh. Right, we're back. Hello, thank you for your patience. Actually, I'll cut all that kind of stuff out. But I have a surge protected extension cable now, so I'm going to set that up. Laptop in, well, I've plugged the extension where the laptop used to be, and I'm now going to plug this in. Jesus Christ, this is so small. I'll put that around there. Right, so it should be up and running. I'm going to fire up the old, right, don't look at my password. Right, so I am going to fire up the old disk utility. Oh, sorry. Disk utility. So, disk utility is a thing on Mac which enables you to basically format hard drives, see what hard drives you're rocking, all that kind of stuff. Right, so I'm going to throw this in there and turn it on. Right, this shouldn't require any sort of drivers whatsoever. So, disk 1, 20%, disk 3, I think it's just booting up. And already the Mac has come. The disk you inserted was not readable by this computer. Figures, because it needs to initialize. We can ignore, eject, or initialize. What we're going to do is initialize. And it can see it, and it can see the external hard drive already. or rather it can see the actual what is it, the it can see the dock, and it can see that it can see 2 terabytes of uninitialized hard drive. I'm just getting the thingy. So what I'm going to do is just having a quick think about it. Erase. So yeah, so it took me a little while. So basically we'll have it as macOS journaled. We won't have it encrypted. We'll leave that. Security options. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Delete all data shared. It cannot be provided. Yeah, delete all data. External. And that is now beavering away. So it's now 12:25. We're starting this. How long is it going to take to do it? Not long. So that's erased. Excellent. So that's now erased in under a few seconds. So basically I just need to rename this volume. So yeah, so I'm going to be reorganizing all this for a new way of working. So every project I do will have its own library and all that kind of stuff. I'm running out of space, so there you go. So I'm going to have to do some transfer. I'm not going to, like I say, I'm not going to bore you with the details. It's not really interesting. But suffice to say, with this in place, I can produce hopefully more videos with a greater frequency, or at least have a larger library of videos, which is what I want. I wanted to have a large backlog of videos so that I can post them more regular. So it appears that I'm being more regular than I maybe am, which is words to live by. Anyway, so that's it. This looks good. It looks like it's doing its job. Shall we quickly run something across there? Yeah, I've just copied something across there and went straight across. It all works. Up and running in under 10 minutes, I'd say. So that's super good. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is now going to become invisible and will now form the large part of my production for these videos and for other videos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you like. I could probably recommend these all. See how it goes over time. Or maybe do a 6-month review or a couple of months review, or see how it goes. This might all burst into flames and I might lose all my data. But it's looking good for 20 quid. You can't go further than that. And there's some bits and pieces you can plug into there, which basically means even though I'm taking up a USB port there, I can power stuff, I think, out of there and just have data going into there, I think, hopefully. I've got it right. But yeah, I'll do a bit more of a, maybe a further review of it, just for shits and giggles. Anyway, I've got to get out of here. You've got to get out of here. We've all got to get out of here. Thank you once again. See you later.